What's going on, family? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing one of the most touching films I've seen in the last couple of weeks. And if you're a veteran in the Army, Marines, Navy, U.S. Coastal Guard, I salute you. You know, you guys are so brave. And what this movie that I'm about to mention majors in is basically not what you guys do for the country, but what we don't do for you guys. And I thought this movie was outstanding. The acting in this film was second to none. You know, I think we need to produce more films like this. This movie definitely reminded me of another film that I reviewed earlier this year. And goddamn, you know what I mean? It's called Breaking. And, you know, and it stars, John Boyega. This was the final appearance of Michael K. Williams. Connie Britton is also in this film, and they are all outstanding. If you're looking for a powerful and very moving must-watch, this is the film. It's called Breaking. It just came out a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people were giving this movie just okay. You know what? They were wrong, because there's nothing like a film like this that actually dives deep into what America lacks in, and it's this. This was a very intense and emotional film, filled with many levels of suspense, many levels of emotion, and it definitely had me interested and had me dialed in the whole time. If you're interested in being moved, right, and you want to think more about the world we live in with a critical eye, I highly suggest you watch this film. Breaking is not only this intense and emotional film filled with suspense, a lot of sequences that may be considered thriller, and this movie definitely consistently grabs your attention from the very beginning. It's based on a true story, follows the main character played by John Boyega, who, goddamn, he's become such an excellent actor. I love his work. Never got to see the Star Wars films that he starred in, but I saw one of his first films, Attack the Block, Detroit, and I think he's exceptional. He plays this ex-Marine, struggling after being discharged due to injury. So obviously it's an honorable discharge. And after being turned down for financial support by the VA, the Veterans, Affairs Office, for those of you who aren't familiar with the term, basically, he has enough. And in order to get money, he feels his only choice is to lock himself in a bank, unfortunately, with two of its employees as the main hostages. And while doing so, Brian manages to get the attention of police officers. That's what he wants. That's what he wanted. The FBI ends up intervening. You have firefighters, you have newscasters, in order to make his situation known to the VA officers. And this movie kind of reminded me, it has kind of a Fallen and a kind of John Q vibe to it. And before I continue, I'm not gonna lie, obviously what he did was wrong. And you shouldn't go to a bank and threaten lives to get what you want. But it's come to that point where there's a lot of veterans out there that really need help. The shit they see overseas, we can only imagine. Most of us can't even imagine what they go through on a daily basis. PTSD is real. And I'm not here trying to preach. This is a movie review. But man, if we took things more serious, there'd be less veterans out there losing their minds and killing people. This shit happens every day. Just because you don't see it in the news on a consistent basis doesn't mean it's not happening. So let's get back to the movie, shall we? Yeah. Breaking has a very, very basic storyline. Well, honestly, it's not basic because it's very real. The execution of the meaning of basic is not this movie. And the message behind how dysfunctional the VA offices can be, I feel is really done well in this film. It definitely has an effect on audiences that is going to put you to think. It's going to put you within reason. It's going to educate you on this important topic. This is a very extremely important topic. And the acting skills in this film, like I mentioned before, are second to none. Phenomenal in every way. Every single actor in this film came to work. You can tell that the story the plot, the details really hit them, and it shows. It definitely comes out. You know, Brian's character is special in many ways. You know, they really lock you in with the words and his emotion, the dialogue in general, and especially the different layers to him. You understand? It was showcased so well, you know, because he's a decent individual, man, and he's just hit that tipping point, that breaking point, you know. And what's crazy is there's a scene in the movie where he's talking to his daughter, and they have a nice moment, and then the guy cuts off because he doesn't have enough money to obviously continue the phone call. It's very emotional, very sad, and puts you to think how sometimes how privileged you are. And when I mean privilege, it doesn't even take money. It doesn't. You know, you could be privileged because you have milk and bread at home, right? There's other kids that don't even have cereal. They have to eat cereal with water. You know what I mean? Growing up in the hood, I've seen things like that. I've experienced things like that, you know. And just having water and cereal, for us, we were fortunate. We didn't complain. We didn't brag. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And he definitely has those different layers to him. And what I love about John Boyega, man, he makes his characters feel so believable. And, you know, Michael K. Williams in his last role, man, kudos to him. May he rest in peace. Unfortunate because he was another case, PTSD in real life. You know, he turned to drugs, and, you know, that fentanyl, man, got him. Shit is killing everyone. And, you know, I liked the director and the direction. I think it was Abby Damaris Corbin's direction, to me, is what led the film in such a positive way. The aspects of the movie and, you know, the cinematography, the angles were very specific. And his direction sets the movie, sets the tone very strongly. There was a scene in the movie where they will zoom in into particular things which not only highlight the action, and there's not a lot of action, it's not an action film, but it makes it feel very natural, right? Very realistic, and basically made it seem as if you were there with John Boyega's character, you know. And overall, the message of this movie, Breaking, is basically to never give up on what you believe in, or what you believe in is right. You know, this film includes a lot of profanity, you know, mild violence, but this is crazy. This movie reminded me a lot of Al Pacino's Dog Day Afternoon, and Denzel and John Q. You know, it puts their performances right there. His performance, I think, right there rivals theirs. You know, this movie was very powerful. You know, I felt something for his character. Very eye-opening, great directing, great acting. You're going to be very engaged from the time the movie starts to the whole runtime. You're going to, you know, it's a movie to try to enjoy because, you know, it's a film at the end of the day, but it's something where you're definitely going to learn about what happens in real life when it comes to this, how to escalate, how to diffuse, and what's can be an overwhelming force of nature. You know, some people could just be that, you know, sometimes you could take it an appropriate response to being a human in crisis, or sometimes you could be compelled to do something else. So definitely I gave this movie 8.5 out of 10. Very compelling story. Go watch it. Let me know what you thought in the Discord. If you disagree with me, let me know what you thought in the Discord, and we'll have this back and forth. Thanks a lot for clicking on my channel, guys. Again, I appreciate it, and hit that like bell, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Deuces.